So today we are going to discuss LeetCode problem best sightseeing pair. So in this problem we are given a values array and we have to find a maximum value wherein it is calculated with this equation, values of I plus values of j plus I minus j. This is the equation using which we will calculate the value and such that I is strictly less than j. And so let's say in this values array wherein we have 8 1 5 2 6, so the answer would be 11, since our values, when we consider the values of I to be 8 and values of j to be 5, and as I is 0 here and j is 2 here, so the final equation's value would be 8 plus 5 plus 0 minus 2, that is 11. So this is the answer we will get. Okay, so we have to return this value, the maximum value possible in the given values array. So this is what we have to return. That's the problem. So when we think about this, the brute force solution for this problem would be to take two for loops or two while loops and iteratively increase both I and j. For every possible I and j, we calculate this values of I plus values of j plus I plus minus j value. So in this case, if you can see, like for I in range length of values and for j in range I plus 1 to length of values, since we know that I should be strictly less than j, we have to take the I value to be the j value to be I plus 1 as minimum. To that can extend up till length of values, and at every stage we are trying to find out this max value. Okay, by using either the previous maximum value or else the current calculated value at this current stage. So out of these, we are trying to find the maximum value and we are returning the maximum value here. So this is the brute force solution. So after this point, I was stuck for a while, and then I was thinking, okay, what can I do to this problem so that like I can optimize it further. Then after some point, what I understood was, like, if we take this equation into consideration, so this is the equation that we have, right? So I was stuck at this point for quite some time, and then I realized that, like, and also this is my kind of tip to you guys, like in many problems that I've seen wherein we are given such equation, we can arrive at some optimized version of the solution. Not might not be the best, but at least a better solution than it used to be, by just rearranging the equation. So in this equation, what I did was I have rearranged the equation in this format. So if you can see here, what I've done is I have taken all the I components here and I have taken all the j components in the one side. So now it becomes little bit straightforward than it used to be, like wherein at every time when we if we have some variable which stores this value and this value, all the ith part of the equation, and we have another variable which stores the jth part of the equation, I felt like, okay, we can optimize this further in maybe in one go, something like that. And I what I've done is, like, I've taken two variables. I call this ith value, and I call this j value. So what I have done is, like, let me show you the, if you can see this code, what I've done is, like, I've taken two variables, I value and j value. So, and I have iterated through the array with j value. So that is, like, I've initially considered my j. I've started it with 1. So this will be my initial j. Okay, and initially I have calculated the ith component and I have stored this into my ith value. So my I value will be having this I and the corresponding value of I, that is 8 plus 0. So my I value will be having, so my I value will be having initially 8. Okay, and my j value, after completing this step, now when I'm here, my j value will be having value of j minus j. That is, value of j is 1 and the j value is also 1, right? So my, at the first step, my j value is going to be 0. So these are my current I values and j values respectively. And then I'm finding the max value, which is nothing but either the previous max value or the combination of j value plus I value, which is nothing but what we have in this equation, right? So this is what I'm trying to calculate at every step, and I'm going to compare it with my previous max value. So currently my I value plus j value is nothing but 8 plus 0, that is 8. So my sum of I value plus j value is now 8, which is now, and my max value would be, so I'm just representing the max value with m underscore v, will be maximum, previous maximum. I'm initializing it with a -1, so that it will not cause me any bugs or something like that in my code. So now my max value would be updated from -1 to 8, since I have higher I value plus j value, and my current max value is getting updated with this j value plus I value, that is 8. So after finding the max value, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to update the I value. So since this is our current j, there is a high possibility for that for the next upcoming values, my current j is going to be my index I, right? There might be a possibility in some combination of values, this might be I and this might be j, right? So there is such possibility as well in our inputs. So for that reason, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find the maximum I value using either the current the previous maximum, the previous value of I value, or else the current index of j, that is value of just j and values of j. Hope you're getting it. That is 1 minus 1, right, as we have calculated it in the previous step, that is equals to 0, right? So I'm trying to update my I value in every iteration as well. Okay, so this is the logic behind my code. So using this logic, I'm trying to find the every possible maximum j value that is possible, and then I am summing up with the maximum I value at that particular instance, and I am trying to find the maximum sum of these I value and j value, and I'm updating the values in maximum value. So finally, when I come out of these j values, I'm going to have the maximum value in my max value variable, and that I'm going to return it. So this is the whole logic behind it. And if you can see the code, that's what I've written. I've initialized it with -1, and I've initialized my I value with values of 0, and I've iterated through the loop from starting from one position, index position as 1, and at every iteration I'm updating my j value with values of j minus j, and I'm trying to update my max value with the previous max versus current j value plus I value, and I'm trying to update the I value as well, since there is a possibility that my current index of j can be the next possible I value for some iteration in the future. So that's my thought process behind this statement. And then finally, when I'm coming out of this loop, I'm just trying to return the maximum value that is possible. So when I submit this, it comes out to be quite efficient, and because the time complexity is order of n and the space complexity is going to be order of 1, since we are not using any extra space, and the time complexity is order of n because we are just iterating through the array only once. So that's for this video, guys. So if you like this video, please like, comment and subscribe to my channel.